series is about to begin. Please.
Fight your life in your bed!
The build-up justifies the attention it's got so far, and I hope the fight in the end does the same as well, because on paper this has probably been billed as a 50-50, maybe even Eubank Jr. Being a favourite, but I don't really understand that. I think the form, you know, the history, the experience, the ability all lie in my favour.
Profile in terms of you know, this tournament, the hype, but at the end of the day, I rise to the occasion always. The bigger the fight, the better I perform.
Pedigree, oh my goodness. I wasn't going to talk. Pedigree.
George is, you know, he's a counter-puncher. You know, speed is what I do. I can hit a man, you know, 6, 7, 8 times.
When they're standing still, like a bag, you mean, yeah? Because that's what I say, you're insta-famous, brother. You are fantastic.
Insta-famous has
fantastic
nothing to do with my
short
fighting
clips.
ability.
On the bag, maybe on the pads, on the body bag. You know, I mean, they look great. You know,
I hit Avni Yildirim with like 8 punches within 2 seconds.
He stood still like a bag. Like...
You're going to stand still too.
Oh.
You're not the fighter you used to be. And
no, I'm better.
When the going gets tough,
you're going to sing now.
You plant your feet. The only thing you do have, that's the only thing that people give you credit for, is the fact that you can hit.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's way down on my list of my attributes.
Aside from that, you're pretty average. You don't have that much speed. Your defense is poor, and your stamina, in my opinion, is, you know, average at best. And those attributes, you know, the fact that you're lacking in those parts of boxing means you can't compete with me.
I don't really train him. Ronnie doesn't really train him. He does it. It's actually inside him.
I believe that, you know.
Okay,
I think that's evident. Yeah.
It's evident.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't count on the team to give me, you know,
that's one of the reasons why you
give me the arrogance and the confidence to go into a fight and put on the performances I do. You seem to rely on your team. Your team is not going to be there taking those punches, George.
No,
you know, that statement started with an if. That means that there is, you know, a possibility of him not being able to do that. You know, there are no ifs and buts where I'm concerned. It doesn't matter if my game plan goes completely out of the window. I will find a way to stop George Groves. You know, there's just no chance in hell that he's going to take this away from me.
Preparation that the guys have talked about. But what is the one sort of mental key that you need if you are going to succeed on a night like this, in a fight like this? What is going to be crucial that your son has, do you think, that's going to make the difference mentally to him?
It is called an internal navigation system. Internal. That's called parenting. He hasn't been trained by PE teachers. No disrespect.
You know, he's not smart. He's one of these guys, if he gets in trouble, if he gets rocked or hurt, he goes into like fight mode. He goes into just standing still and swinging. And if you do that with me, I'm going to catch you. I'm going to press that button. And, you know, with him, if you press the button hard enough, the lights turn off.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to tell in that I don't believe he'll have a winning formula. You know, there's at the end of the round, 30 seconds to go, he can just bum rush me and let his hands go and hopefully nick around, and the rest of the time just wander around, conserve energy, because he's going to have to do that being in with me, because I punch hard, I hurt people when I hit him to the body. It's fatiguing fighting me. But no, that means you have to take it to him, get in their face, let your hands go, punch, don't stop punching. Eubank's not fit enough to do that. He wasn't fit enough to do that against Arthur Abraham, who wasn't even punching back. How's he going to be able to do that against me?
18th, I'm shocking the world. And it's funny to me because it's not... I love the fact that there's people out there that genuinely believe that I can't win. that genuinely believe like Groves is going to be too much for me, like, you know, it's great. That's the reason why I actually haven't released footage of me beating up Groves in the gym, because I like the fact that people don't think I can do this, because it's going to make it even, you know, all the more special when I do it.
He leaves too many open targets for me to take advantage of, and when I hit him hard, and I hit him crisp. We used to spar and I used to steady his legs constantly with right hands, and that was way back in the day when I used to only throw a few shots around. I used to move from rope to rope to rope because that was what I was drilling in sparring, that's what we were practicing. He had a big...
Put everything on the line. I'm willing to do that. I don't think George is. I don't think George is fully committed to this fight. I don't think he's willing to give everything to win. I am, you know. There's nothing that George can do that's going to stop me. Absolutely nothing. People are talking about his jab and his weight. You know, this is it's small factors in boxing. What it comes down to is who wants it most. And I think it's plain to see. You just don't want this more than me, George.
Well, good luck to him, because he didn't, and it's irrelevant, because sparring is sparring, and it was a long time ago. And
was it 50-50? Was it 60-40 in your favour? What was the percentage you'd give on those spars, George?
In terms of levels of skill and, well, etc., then yeah, like, I'm levels above you, Chris. Like, in terms of sparring is sparring. You've got a big head guard on. If you want to bum rush me and let your hands go and try and, you know, it doesn't matter, because it's sparring. You can try and do that in a fight and there will be a difference, because I'm taking it that much more seriously.
But you said that I'm not legitimate and that, you know, I'm not on your level and I'm a gimmick. You call me a gimmick. You know, so I'm just wondering if you could put a percentage on that sparring. You know, I mean, if it was 50-50, or even if it was 60-40 in your favor, then surely I'm not a gimmick. Surely I'm the real deal if I'm staying in there with you at such a young age that I was.
Young age being a year younger than me. Young age being a year younger than me.
Well, inexperienced. You know, I was a novice compared to you at the time.
I was a novice compared to where I am now.
I still think you're a novice, to be fair. I don't see anything in your style that really makes you an expert in the game. You have a belt, but, you know, the man you beat to get that belt, I do not rate at all. You've said publicly that you believe he's a better fighter than me, which is, you know, that's an embarrassing statement, in my opinion. Hold on to that belt tightly for the next couple of days, man. Sleep with it, hold it close, and enjoy the rest of your time with it, because it's coming home with me on Saturday.
It's not.
They're using the words "we." There is no "we" when that bell goes.
You'll find out.
You know, the only thing that you really need to be worried about, Shane, is having that white towel ready at all times. That's the only job that's going to be significant for you in this fight.
Do you want to have a word in relation to that?
I came here today because I don't really need to get engaged with Eubank too much, because Junior is Junior. Like, he's flapping already. You know, he's talking like he's reverting back to sparring. He is a cliche. He is a gimmick, you know. And I've been here. I've done this many, many times. This is just another step along my journey. I'm in great shape. I'm ready to go out and do a proper number on him Saturday night. I'm the legitimate world champion sitting at this table. I'm the #1 seed in this tournament, and I will go on to win this tournament and win it well.
Because he keeps calling me a gimmick and Insta famous. You know, you're kind of obsessed with this whole trying to get across to the public that I'm not real. I think it's plain to see that is ludicrous. And you know, if anything, I think you would love to be me. You would love to be in my position. You know, you would love to have the Instagram followers and the style. You're even wearing the same suit I wore when we had our first face-off after your fight. You know, you're,
Yeah?
you know, I do
You
think
sure?
you're,
Definitely the same
I think
suit,
you're
yeah?
jealous. I think you're jealous, George.
It didn't look like
the
this.
same
I
color,
promise you, it
the
wasn't
same
this suit.
color, the same style of suit.
Same
and you're wearing
style.
it today.
Um,
But thank you for
It's-
the compliment.
it's not-
I appreciate that you like my style and that
no,
you decided
I
to
mean,
wear
I
the same
totally
suit.
forgot about that, to be
No,
honest.
you
If
didn't
it is
forget, George.
similar,
You looked at the pictures
I
and you
hopefully
thought, you know
haven't shown
what?
you up.
I'm going to wear that suit for myself one day, and now you're wearing it in this press conference.
I've worn this suit before. I
appreciate
mean,
it.
maybe you saw me wear this suit and you thought, I'm going to go out and get the
come
same
on,
suit.
George.
Not
Come
the
on,
same
George.
suit, but a similar suit. 'Cause
I appreciate the compliment.
That was the question.
My opponent, oh, okay. In that case, well, I mean, that's another thing I haven't really focused on. I'm not worried about George and his emotions and how he's going to deal with the fight and what he's going to do after the fight. You know, he's lost before on the stage at least. He's been definitively beaten by other men. I haven't. He knows how to lose. He knows how to get knocked out. You know, his chin has an off button. Mine does not. So George will take the loss in his stride. Maybe a retirement afterwards, sail off into the sunset, enjoy himself, enjoy the money. You know, I'm going to help you buy the boat, George.
George?
I'd probably blame his dad and then move back down to middleweight.
You work on speed for every fight. That's,
Well, we work on everything. Mate. When I punch,
why are you so slow then? I don't see any speed in your technique, so I guess you need to, I don't know.
Well,
you need
we'll see
you
Saturday.
need to switch up
We'll
your
see.
training
We'll
methods
see
because that
Saturday.
speed is, it's just not there, man.
But we'll see. We'll see. See who's landing.
I fuck your wife in your bed!
Don't sit here in this press conference trying to act like, I'm some, you know, stepping stone. I'm a mountain.
like to talk
I'm Mount Everest, and you ain't gonna climb me. Trust me.